Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Scope. And now, here are your hosts, Jared, Adam, and Shane. Hey, everybody out there in Scopeland, Jared, Adam, and Shane, bringing episode 158 right into your brains via your ears
or your eyes.
If
you're on the YouTube.
It's very, very
They just turned on
exciting.
captioning.
We are working on other paths
to
your body, but so far ears and eyes have been the only ones we've been able to exploit.
Jared is really pushing back against my genital.
All I can say is,
there.
and I'll quote Jurassic Park, watch out for your butts.
Oh, I thought you were going to say...
All right.
I'm trying to think of
Thanks
Jurassic
for watching, folks.
Thanks
Thanks for
Jurassic
watching.
Park line. I could not think of one. Some sort of clever Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, Newman. Oh, it's Unix. I know this.
Yes. Or you could do, that is one big pile of shit. It's my favorite line from Jurassic Park. Someone's using the toilet, by the way. I don't know if you can hear that.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Adam, do you have a favorite line from Jurassic Park?
Okay, so this was on your list to talk about, right?
It's right there.
It's Unix. I know this.
What about the...
The little 11-year-old girl that knows
But at the
Unix.
Pirates of the Caribbean, the pirates don't eat the customers or something like that?
Right. Yeah.
That's a good
You
one.
know what? That's funny. This is Unix. I know this. Is a line that these days I would find credible.
Right.
But back then,
Yeah. She was a hacker.
still.
Do you like to hack?
What
What are you saying
I don't
about
know.
girls and computers?
I'm just saying that there aren't a lot of preteen girls who were introduced to apparently a three-dimensional interface to Unix back in 1992. Is that when that came out?
I think so.
92, 93?
It was a little bit early.
I was in 7th grade. I remember.
So-
It was the year before my bar mitzvah, so I'm going to go with Jared's 92.
Okay,
See,
well,
I know things.
it's impressive.
Thank you.
Well, speaking of movies, Jared and I are embroiled in quite a movie controversy, Adam.
Can you say it, the Brits say it, since it's the Doctor Who weekend?
Controversy?
Controversy.
Controversy. Come on.
I don't know. I don't
Say
want-
aluminum.
It's quite the
Aluminium.
controversy.
Aluminium.
There you go.
Aluminium, yes.
Oh.
They spell it.
It
different,
is,
too.
yeah, I mean, this episode will be out after, but it is Doctor Who 50th anniversary weekend, and I know what I'm doing after this, we're done taping here.
What are you doing?
I'm going to eat a sandwich and watch Doctor Who.
It's kind of bullshit that they
If you call it a
celebrate
Sammy
this.
or a sandwich, I would I'd probably participate.
Do you guys think it's effed up that they celebrate this the same week as the JFK 50th anniversary? Like, give the president
Give
some...
JFK some breathing room,
Right.
is what you're
Shitty,
saying.
yeah.
Wow.
Lee Harvey Oswald, huge fan of Doctor Who.
That turns out.
He only saw like 2 episodes, but that was it. He was on board right away.
Nice. No, I'm excited for the Day of the Doctor to watch it, and no doubt I will be pleased with the results.
How many episodes do you think there have been of Doctor Who, Jared? Can you give me a ballpark figure? 60?
7. Which of the...
No, ever.
Overall, the whole thing? It's more than
Forever.
60.
Forever.
It's in the
75.
It's
would
in
be
the
my
hundreds.
guess. Like close to 1,000, perhaps.
Yeah, because it used to be like a weekly show
Yeah.
back in the early days.
Too much, that's what I say. Too much Doctor Who.
Ask
Is this
me-
you're just asking a question? You don't actually have the numbers in front of you?
I don't. I was
Okay.
wondering. Adam's going to look it
Wow.
up. Why don't you?
Great show.
Why don't you ask me how many total episodes I've ever seen of the Doctor Who saga?
Why ask when we know the
Is it a number
answer is
shaped
0?
like your head?
Like an egg, yes.
Are you against Doctor Who? Is this not okay? Let's get to the heart of the matter.
Okay,
here.
well, we're totally screwing up my agenda, but
That's okay.
we will get to the
This
heart
is-
of the matter.
We'll get it.
And I think we've talked about this on the show before, but Doctor Who...
Too British for you.
I discovered Doctor Who in the late 70s, early 80s, public television. That's where it was played here in America. And at that time, Star Wars was the center of my life.
Oh yeah.
So
Mine too.
So for me, number one,
How little your life has changed.
I know, it's pretty crazy. To compare Doctor Who visually to Star Wars would be...
Unfair.
It would
but
be completely unfair.
So even then, you were concerned only with graphics.
Yeah, I was, even those days, I was hoping for nothing but computer-generated graphics that looked very fakey and nothing but blue screen and green screen.
a silly
right, stuff.
green character with bouncy
Exactly.
ears to save the day.
So that sort of aspect impacted me, and I have to think that there was an early episode of Doctor Who that may have had some sort of creature on there that I saw that scared me enough where I would not want to watch it. just like the episodes of the original Star Trek series where they, the closing credits, they would flash through different scenes from different episodes. And one of them was this very creepy looking alien who looked like he had a white melty face. And that would scare me to the point where I would not want to watch any Star Trek. And it made me avoid it.
I get what you're talking about with the whole, Star Wars was the center of the universe, because it was for me too. I remember kids talking about it on the bus.
Doctor Who.
Yeah. And I was only like on my school bus, they would talk about it. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But I never watched it. And I was sort of interested in sort of some of the technology in it. Like, I don't remember. Like, I saw like a Doctor Who, like a book or something at some point that had like, this is a TARDIS, this is K9, this is Sonic Screwdriver, all that kind of stuff and I was sort of fascinated by it, but at the same time, my world was tainted with Star Wars, and like this is
Battlestar Galactica.
This is the coolest thing ever. I was definitely into Battlestar Galactica as well.
Rogers.
And so Doctor Who didn't quite measure up, so I never really watch it.
And Doctor Who really has been a kind of I don't want to say a counterculture type of thing, but it's been kind of an undercurrent sci-fi like for a vast majority of people. I mean, it took the new reinvention of it for it to be accepted maybe into popular culture a little bit more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially in America.
In America.
By the way, just to answer that question, 798 episodes.
Wow.
There you go.
I was very close.
It says 97 missing. So I assume that means like 97 of those are like, they only aired once. Or
No, to me, that's the most fascinating part about Doctor Who.
Yeah.
The fact that, they didn't, for whatever reason back in the days, they didn't save their video, and then there was probably fires or something.
There were definitely fires.
That was things destroying it. So it was never thought of an archival type of thing.
And
so
that was pervasive across just television in general. They just didn't keep stuff. They'd tape over tapes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like, we're not going to need this in again, because
economic and space saving reasons.
Yeah.
Sure,
I mean, it went out over the air. People watched it, and that was it.
Next.
No, they never thought that. We need this for the Blu-ray later on.
Yeah.
People want this on their home video server.
Yeah, so that's the most fascinating thing about Doctor Who, to me anyway, is the fact that there are people out there that are searching for this missing film.
Yeah, and it's weird.
And every once in a while you'll have something pop up. We've talked about this. There was the big rumor that most of those missing episodes were found in Ethiopia or something like that.
How does this stuff end up in Africa? I mean, I guess, there is the whole British Empire thing and BBC. I don't know, but still. And some of it's just in private collectors. Like somebody just like, I don't know, they like, we got to get rid of these old episodes to make room for a new episode.
So they threw them out and somebody picked them up, and there you go.
Johnny Collector ends up with a whole batch of them in his basement, and
they eventually appeared. It recently happened with a Lost Three Stooges episode that hadn't been seen in 70 years. It was probably 50 years.
Changed
and it was
the whole canon of
it was
Three Stooges.
It was color.
Yeah.
And it
were they racist.
It ended up popping up in somebody's collection in Australia who has been known to be a huge film collector. He happened to have it and let the right people know, and now it's going to be seen for the first time.
It was on like nitrate film that was super flammable, so it was a miracle that it hadn't burst into flames already at this point.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
That kind of stuff is very interesting to me, especially as I get older. It's the preservation of history and the rediscovering of history, especially in a pop culture mind frame. Or
we recently had that Jerry Lewis clown Nazi film that resurfaced.
That was another thing. Yeah. Which that's still out there, but you'll probably never see that.
No, probably not. Not at least until after he's dead.
That's right.
Unless Harry Shearer wants to give up his copy. He has one.
He does. He doesn't want to give it up. Well, guys, let's. I've had a whole other path we were going to go down to. Let's save that for the next show, because I think it will be of interest to our listeners.
Oh, is this our recent event?
Our recent event, yes. It is Hunger Games related. So if you want to know about Jared and my experience in the world of the Hunger Games sequel, make sure you tune into episode 159 of The Scope. In the meantime, Jared, Adam, and myself are going to get into...
a little weird, right?
It's a little weird.
No? Okay.
Not weird, but we are going to deal with Adam's news. So it's going to be a very Adam-centric show.
That is weird.
This is all Adam, locally sourced news.
All Adam. He's got some great stories. I took a look at them, and I... Much like
Shane requires that I approve them through him now.
It's like Good Morning Vietnam, when the censors have to approve every single story that Robin Williams read. I am one of those guys.
Got to think about the morale of the troops.
So Adam did a good job, and he was going to bring you The latest news straight away, straight ahead, and right to your brain. We'll also do Coming Soon, and we'll chat about anything, absolutely anything we want to, and we'll do that right after the break.
Yes.
This is the Fump.
Twerk, twerk, do 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 do. Twerk, 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 do 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 do.
Okay, I should have wrote it down. I'm sorry. Where do we go when the plundering's done? To the Pirates Tavern of Asky Scurry Scum. Have a yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. At the Pirates Tavern, yo-ho!
Jesus wants your donations. He came to Earth so he could die.
That doesn't make sense.
Okay, then we'll move on. Have you heard of Islam?
It's all about the Wookiee!
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
It's all about the Wookiee! It's all about the Wookiee! It's all about the Wookiee! Give it up,
Under the scope.
Hey, Scopers, we are back, episode 158, and it's time to dig in to Adam's News. I've decided, Adam, that I'm going to put a little more pressure on you, and I'm going to call it Adam's News, because it really is. This is all you. It has been for years.
More like Adam Snooze.
Hold on.
Burn!
Hold on. Where is it?
He just burned himself.
There it is.
I forgot. It was such a good burn that I didn't realize I was the victim of
I like
said burn.
that. But Adam really does. He combs the news wires.
Yeah.
And he collects the most interesting
It's
stories
really helpful.
for our
I'm-
audience.
I'm sure he puts ones and ones of minutes into his effort of finding it.
What? Mm-hmm. Ones and ones?
Ones and ones, like under 10 minutes to find out.
Wherever you can,
No, this is more. I'd
wherever you
say
can spare a minute.
35 minutes.
35. Scopers, 35 minutes. I'm looking at the camera. 35 minutes.
No, I
for you.
put a countdown clock on. I say, Adam, you have 35 minutes to get all this. And if I get interrupted and play Batman Arkham Origins instead, no news.
How did you arrive at the 35-minute time table for your news collection? Did you do some sort of series of double-blind testing?
I live
to figure out what the most optimal.
in close proximity to Highway 35W, Interstate 35W.
All right,
I like my numbers.
got it.
Speaking
Sounds
of
obsessive compulsive to
Speaking
me.
of numbers,
Now,
guys,
if you were close,
Oh, nice.
just think if you were closer to Interstate 494. You would just have to budget a whole day to it.
it's true. I just unplugged my headphones, so I'm going to ask Shane to plug that back in for me, and I'm going to keep going.
How did that even happen?
My feet were just
Put him in. He's in
happily
the
dancing
nope,
all around.
Put him in the far.
So I
There you
had
go.
almost a
That's
really,
the right
really
hole.
good,
Sexy.
I put it in the right hole.
Put it
too.
in the right hole.
a really good.
Speaking of, getting
segue.
back to
There we
Adam,
go.
speaking of numbers, that was a good transition
Numbers.
that we stepped all over.
NBC used to be the dominant force in Thursday nights. I don't know.
Never
if any of us-
Broadcasting
where we were born.
Classics. That's what it stands for.
Never. Oh,
What?
I don't know. That's all I can
NBC,
think of.
that's good.
Never Broadcasting Classics.
not since 1998, right?
Right.
Well, their Thursday night lineup fell to a new sad low. This is Entertainment Weekly's headline for it. It's kind of snarky. When looking at Thursday's primetime ratings, NBC's numbers bring to mind an apocalyptic. I can't see myself. Wasteland.
What?
Some
TV
smoldering,
disappeared.
ruinous city, once glamorous, where a devastating bomb has crumbled the skyline to gray ash.
Wow.
Or, no, in NBC's
it's a
case,
bit dramatic.
4 bombs. Parks and Rec, Sean Saves the World, The Michael J. Fox Show, and Parenthood. Every show hit or tied all-time series lows in the same night. This is NBC's lowest performing Thursday this season, and it matches NBC's worst performing in-season Thursday in the network's history. These are the types of ratings even rival networks.
Yeah, my
get
computer
bummed to
decided
see.
to restart over here, so we're gonna have a big blank in the video. Keep going.
All right.
okay.
All right. That's like old school, Jared.
I don't
Yeah.
know what happened.
We'll animate this part.
Yeah.
As for
Jared,
the
we
rest,
got a lot of work to do tonight.
you know what we'll
brother.
do?
No
We'll
TARDIS
just-
for you.
We'll just take pictures of the news, and then that will be what we put.
I'll take a picture of Adam reading the
Reading the
news.
news, excellent. As for the rest, Fox and the
I need to do a
CW's
technical
numbers.
difficulties screen now.
I love it.
I do too, because it's more work.
So, are you guys watching any 4 of those shows? Any of those 4 shows? Parks and Rec, Sean Saves the World.
Just Parks and Rec for me.
Okay.
I'm watching Parks and Rec, and I'm watching Parenthood.
Mandy really likes Parenthood.
Parenthood is such a good show; it's not even funny.
We're a season behind, but I don't really watch it, but when it's on and she's watching
Yeah.
it, I'll kind of hang out.
It's a terrific show.
I like it.
terrific show.
It seems to be like really enjoyable cast. I like everything
and
about it.
it's done by a lot of the same people that did Friday Night Lights.
Oh, okay.
So there's a free flow to it where the dialogue, people are talking over each other, and it feels very natural, and they're allowed to be that way. So that's something that really appeals.
Every
to me.
episode I see seems really sad.
Yeah.
Really sad. I don't know why.
It mixes in sad and happy. People aren't always being shat upon. Although if you're one season behind, this is pretty tough for some of the characters in there, which is unusually tough if you want to know the truth.
Parks and Rec, I feel like it's been just as good as it's ever been.
Yeah.
But
it's
no
never
ratings.
found a big audience,
No.
and it's too late in its run for it to really
Get new
grow.
ones.
And when you have a generally not watched night of television, no matter how good the programming is, the rest of the shows don't get watched.
Yep.
So
I think what we need to point out about Parks and Recreation is the fact that they're working so hard to have a live action Simpsons television program, and then they've talked about how they've been inspired by that show. But they have these weird casts of townsfolk that they bring back.
Yeah.
In a recent episode, when Ron and Rob Lowe, what's his character, Chris Traeger, they go baby shopping, and they go to a baby store. And what was the name of the baby store that they went to? It was like
is that this week's episode?
it was where they're making a crib.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, me either.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so they're making a crib, and it was a funny name of a store. I wish I would have remembered that, but
Very Simpsons-y.
yes, I mean, so
Yeah.
you've got Perd Hapley, who could easily be ripped right out of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think that show is so critically misunderstood by the masses, and I think it will go down as a classic show.
Yeah, they still. I mean,
It's so funny.
They haven't specifically said this is the last season,
Yeah.
but
I
with
gotta-
people leaving.
I think
and the
I think it
ratings,
will be.
yeah.
They're sort of, I don't know where they are as far as the syndication magic number is, but they've got to be very close to
Sure.
it.
Because this is
So-
the 5th or 6th season, so they must
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
right?
I mean, there's a reason certain shows stick around, and it's because of syndication. Once you get past, 2 seasons,
Is-
they tend to keep shows around.
Is 100 really necessary for syndication anymore? I don't even know if
There are
that's
other
a
shows
thing.
that have gone into syndication earlier than that, but I
think it's like 80 something now.
Yeah,
these
I think
days.
if you want to get it on, like TBS will pick up shows early, but I think if you want to get it on networks, just like national syndication, I
Right.
think you might need more numbers. So that's just me speculating. Not sure.
Right. Moving on, Wikipedia found itself embroiled in a bit of a controversy.
Oh,
Controversy.
tell.
Last month, they announced that they were investigating a group who they claimed were creating what they call sock puppet accounts, accounts with false identities that were making edits, and they were all back to either the same IP or the same bank of IP addresses.
Okay.
It turned out it was a Texas-based PR company, and they had 30 million volunteer authored account articles modified in 290 languages. So
Wow.
this PR firm was going in under false accounts and editing multi-language pages
Sure.
for their clients. Matthew Roth, a spokesperson for the Wikimedia Foundation, which is the charitable organization that's responsible for Wikipedia, said that the Texas company WikiPR had been served with a legal letter warning it to cease and desist from editing sites going forward. The company was also accused of a practice of meat puppetry,
Wait, sock puppets and meat puppets?
where
I like
a
it.
user with a false identity is invited into an online discussion simply to support the argument of the invitee. In a letter from its lawyers, Cooley LLP, the foundation warned WikiPR, we have come to the opinion that, based on the evidence we have to date, the agents of your company have engaged in sock puppetry or meat puppetry to, among other things, make it appear as if certain articles were written by unbiased sources when, in fact, those articles were authored by WikiPR for money. So this is not the first time this has ever happened by any means.
But to the
There's-
scope and breadth?
for a for pay service, yes. There have been stories in the past about CIA and FBI.gov IPs, and you can trace back the pages that they've edited.
Sure.
And a lot of them are weird, like funny ones, like recipes and stuff. So a lot of times those are just people, goofing off on their free time.
The famous CIA chocolate chip recipe.
Exactly.
They're so good, though. Have you had them? Oh my god, they melt in your mouth.
So Wikipedia banned 250
There might be a bit of truth serum in them.
Yes. You lose.
You don't mind.
Large chunks of your day just disappear.
So this actually started back last month. There were a bunch of news organizations, internet news organizations coming out with articles. Vice and the Daily Dot both had big stories about this that prompted Wikipedia to take action. A spokesperson for WikiPR, all they've said so far is they're working with the Wikimedia Foundation and its council to sort this out. But given the public shaming that Wikipedia has done, I have to imagine that they're not going to back down on that.
So you are our legal experts.
Yes. Can you put that in down here?
What are the legal?
Oh my god, so much post production on this episode. Holy cow!
What are the legal ramifications for this? Can the Wikipedia Foundation sue this PR firm?
Well, I guess it gets into a tricky situation because they're a not-for-profit. I don't know that they could show damages based on any of this. So that would probably be difficult. But I think that they're within their rights to stop them from doing this going forward.
But think about this for a second, Adam. People go to Wikipedia as their end-all, be-all source for information.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
It is their online encyclopedia.
They should go to Conservapedia.
What's that? I've
the
never
conservative,
heard of
that. Conservative Wikipedia.
Jared, go ahead.
Personally, I use Wikipedia.
So everything is filtered through Star Wars.
Yes.
Jared knows all 18,000 different astromech types.
Right. I bone up on the ecology of Kashyyyk.
It always comes back to the Wookiees with you,
Who
Jared.
doesn't? Yeah. No, I mean, I don't.
You know stuff about this,
I'm pretty
Jared. What do you
sure
think?
that it has been a long-standing rule or tradition, whatever, in academia, that Wikipedia is not acceptable as a source for your research paper.
Right.
And then this is the reason, is because anyone can go in and make a change.
Right.
And while a lot of those get rolled back, you never know when people are looking at it. So
it's
some
funny.
people believe Romney was president.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's funny that you say that because on the front page of our variety section of the Minneapolis Star Tribune, which I know people that's an antiquated thing, but they have a terrific infographic on the history of video games.
Yeah,
and it pretty much highlights every single home video game system that's ever been released, and gives a little bit of information on it. At the very bottom, it says information from Wikipedia. I mean, they have stats on how many consoles were sold, what's the most popular game, that sort of thing. Yeah. Now, more than likely, that is realistic, true data.
Sure.
But it may not be, Jared.
Right.
It may
not be, Scopers.
The secret, if any high school or college kids are listening to this, the secret is to go to Wikipedia.
Yes, indeed.
Get all your information, then go down to the bottom where the attributions are, and then go to those pages and use those as your attribution.
Perfect.
So there
Why
you go.
am I not back in school with Adam helping me?
On your next term paper.
Thank you.
Use Adam's technique.
So, Shane, speaking of video games
your transitions
showing
are great.
up, and don't talk about the transitions, that makes them not
That's
as great.
how it ruins it. Damn
this
it.
past week or 10 days
Here's a better transition.
This is how gamers felt the past 10 days.
They've been David Lee Rothing it without music.
Oh, God! Oh, God!
Oh, yeah.
For the first time in 8 years, ignoring Nintendo, we have new video game consoles.
Apparently, the world has been ignoring Nintendo.
I need a fanfare sound. I really do.
So
we've only been at it for like 7 years. So
there we go.
Dun, dun,
Video
dun, dun,
games.
dun, dun.
Video games.
Hey, I just added my David Lee Roth tab today, so there.
Nice.
So the PlayStation 4 is out.
It is out. Yeah.
And Sony told everyone that it was out, and they also said, "Hey,
Listen
we
up,
sold
suckers.
1 million PlayStation 4s in one day in
Is
North
that good?
America."
I have no context.
It's Sony's fastest selling console.
It is.
The previous number one was the PlayStation 2, which reached 1 million sales in 3 days.
I was one of those people that got that.
Were
by
you?
the way. Yep. Circuit City, folks. That's how old it was. I got it at Circuit City.
Sony confirmed these were sell-through numbers. That means consumers actually purchasing them.
Okay.
A lot of times they'll say, we sold 1 million to retail.
We shipped 1 million.
Shipped 1 million.
Exactly.
Shh. Everyone, shh.
Shipped.
Pop your peas.
Shh. Sorry, we all said shipped at the same time, so it was a lot of shh. Go ahead.
Yes.
So, Adam, back to you.
Back to you, Adam.
Not to be outdone,
Yeah.
A week later. Adam.
Just the day before we recorded this, so a few days ago, if you're listening to it on Monday, Microsoft also put their new console, the Xbox One,
right on the market.
not to be confused
Let me see
with
what this
the.
says. It's from Mandy. Read it
We
out
don't
loud.
need any beer, just vanilla vodka and folding chairs. Thanks, smiley face.
Oh, now we know exactly what kind of party it is.
Yeah, it's a vanilla vodka party.
You know what that means.
That's for me.
What does that mean?
It's a key party. Do you know that at key
All
parties
night on
now
Wikipedia?
you switch
Yeah,
cell phones
exactly.
instead of keys?
Say again?
I don't know.
We were talking to each other.
I got a pro tip for the listeners.
All
Pro
right.
tip.
If you're
Wear
going
a condom.
if you're going to a party and there's a WAP, familiar with a WAP?
Yes.
It's a big old pool.
what does
with,
that stand
with-
for, by the way?
I think
Without
it's,
papers.
It's some. There you go.
There we are.
It's some sort of Polynesian thing. Anyway, bunch of liquor and fruit mixed together in a big old pool or something.
Drink it all.
Do not put vanilla vodka in it. Do not put chocolate vodka in it. You're ruining it. Nothing but fruit or regular vodka.
Jared's talking about a party we went to like 8 years ago.
I know.
10 years ago.
Hey, I'm just.
Hey,
was disgusting.
I was
I'm gonna let
reminded.
you know, vanilla vodka has gotten much better in those last. In those
You don't
years.
put it in
I'm
a
just saying,
The
you
fruit-based
don't-
last
wop.
time you guys went to a party, the Xbox 360 was brand new.
I know. Oh my god, it's a whole different world, guys.
It was pre-Xbox 360.
I'm just saying. I was reminded of that. Anytime we talk about vanilla vodka, I'm going to have a vanilla vodka fact for the listeners.
I love
It
vanilla
involves a
vodka.
kiddie pool.
Vanilla vodka is my number one drink.
That's fine. Just don't put it in a fruit flavored.
I mix it with
Medley.
I
I don't want.
Do you have some sort of crazy
I don't want a
setup where you're-
sousant of.
A sousant?
vanilla.
How do you spell that,
I
Jared?
don't know, but John
There's-
Stewart has been using that
There's
word a
Q
lot
in
this
it.
week.
No, he's been using. You're confusing Sousant with Arby's. He's been using Arby's a
This
lot.
week he used sousant in two different stories
You're
on two different
You're
days.
right.
I'll have a Daily Show
Excellent.
mention coming up in the news.
How
in
about
just
those
a minute.
PlayStation 4 numbers?
It's good that
No,
you...
I already told you PlayStation
Okay.
4.
Xbox
One
One
numbers.
numbers.
Xbox One.
Xbox One, how many did it sell in the first 24 hours?
1 million.
Over 1 million.
Oh,
1,000,006, Jared. My
and
daughter,
press
by the way,
release-
says Xbox One is the dumbest name for the system ever.
What would you call it?
Why do you call it that?
what would she call it?
You call it the Xbox.
Just
like-
Okay.
that's what it should be called.
The next Xbox? Just like-
Xbox is what it should
They
be
had
called.
the challenge of they wanted to not make it seem less than the PS4
Yeah.
because it's the fourth one, but now, whatever.
They could take a page from Apple from last year and just call it the new Xbox.
Do what
Yes.
Apple
And then
does.
the next one will be the Xbox Air.
Exactly.
Sure.
And it will hover.
Well, right. I mean, it'll be 10 more years before we have a new one, so
Probably.
I assume hoverboards will be out by then.
Yes. Finally. Anyway.
These are also sell-through numbers, so
Yep.
meaning they were sold to consumers. Now, this wasn't limited just to North America, though. This was all of the regions they
Sure.
entered, which includes a few countries in Europe. So
Do you have
No telling.
Do you have sales numbers from the Dutch Antilles?
Of course it does. He's got it broken down.
yes,
No.
Trinidad and Tobago, 17 sold.
That's
Wow.
pretty.
We're gonna go through all of them.
that's
here.
Go
pretty-
through every single country.
pretty big for
it's surprised
TNT.
that Trinidad and Tobago was on the initial launch
Yeah, you would
country
think-
launch list.
I'm
you know?
surprised.
You think
Is that because of they're part of the British Commonwealth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to give you guys some first-hand accounting of
Yes.
video games.
Tell us what it's like.
I have never. No, I'm talking about the actual systems themselves.
Yeah.
I have yet to see a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One in the wild for sale that was not a standing pre-order item. So
That's your thing, too.
I can say that they definitely are both selling very, very well.
When you
and
go-
games included as well.
When you go to the store, you like to check and see
Of course
what's
I do.
available.
I'm like the eye in the sky.
How
baby.
many have you seen at Cub Foods?
Never.
Never?
Haven't
Okay.
seen
I
one.
feel like games are going to be much harder to judge now because you can buy everything online day one.
I don't understand.
It's going to be hard to tell the popularity of games based on them being sold out at Targets.
Sure.
Because who cares if it's sold out? I'm just going to go back home and download it.
I still think that more for the time being, at least early in this this console cycle, that
Yeah.
people will buy them in stores.
You think so?
I think so.
I wouldn't.
I think you're crazy.
What about Cyber Monday?
No,
How does
I
that
think
factor
I
in?
think you're great. Not a
Thank you,
Jared.
Hey,
not a lot of Cyber
Shane,
Monday Xbox
Shane,
One
I think
deals.
you're great too.
I think it's the way of the future. I agree with you, but I still think that
Every
you gotta change that.
Walmart has every new game going to be $49.
But I also am a Best Buy Gamers Club member, and so I get every game for $48. So suck it, Walmart.
Wow. One more.
Yes.
Video game story.
Vidya Games.
If you bought the Day One edition
Yes.
of an Xbox One,
my.
as our own Shane did,
I did.
you're expensing it. It was a cost for the podcast.
It was.
Okay.
yes.
It was.
People are getting.
I'm upset that we're not getting the Amazon kickback.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I was.
What's happening?
Yeah. Just
This isn't Ricardo Montalban.
This is not Ricardo Montalban.
People that
you've got to get the accent on the
Ricardo Montalban.
Montalban.
People that bought the day one edition of the Xbox
I don't know
One,
what you're talking about, Howard.
they got a special
Dry
achievement
oatmeal.
when they signed into Xbox Live.
Yeah.
You got this achievement, I
I
assume.
did get this achievement.
Did you?
So people are achievement crazy.
Yes.
Okay, wait. Did you have to actually log in on day one to get it?
No.
No,
What you get in the Xbox One box is a laminated card that has a code on it, and it also has one of those scannable
QR code.
QR codes.
Wow.
Yes.
I did it again.
What is going
He's
on?
pulling out his headphones.
There you go.
I'm going to put this in output.
I've never seen this. This is a weird day where things are being unplugged for no reason and computers are crashing, and I don't know how this has never happened
No,
before.
don't do that. That's going to make it worse.
Yeah,
I
now
do it
you're
again.
gonna. Next time it happens,
Yeah.
it's gonna pull the whole box down, and
My ears are bleeding.
oh my.
Electricity
All right, anyway,
surging
here,
through them.
real quick. So people are selling these.
Yes.
These codes.
You don't listen to this show for efficiency. Go ahead.
People are selling these codes.
Yeah.
The achievement doesn't give you anything.
I'm going to tell
It's
you.
just
I'm
a
going to
thing.
tell you
It's
what
bragging
it gives
rights,
you.
isn't it?
Right. It's yeah.
You get an achievement.
Yes.
and
Well,
it- you
let's
ha-
listen to the guy who actually has an
you-
Xbox One.
So you can go to the list of achievements. There's
Okay.
one for Xbox One.
Yep.
You pull it up, and then a graphic pops up that says Day One, Xbox One, whatever,
Right.
2013. That's it.
Okay.
I don't even think you get like an achievement score
You
for
don't-
it.
No.
You
You
get
get 0
nothing.
point
There's
achievement.
no text that tells you what it is.
Okay.
Your
It's
avatar
the-
doesn't get a special T-shirt.
You don't
It's
get, like-
the biggest
Wow.
crock of shit I have ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Because
you should burn the system. Be
Because
upset. You're not getting full value.
in England, in
Eng-
London,
England?
England, they're getting FIFA Soccer 2014 if you buy it right away. Here,
Oh.
you're getting a piece of paper that gives you an achievement that does nothing.
In London, they get both.
Oh, well, isn't that something?
Wow.
But you do get a controller that says Day One controller on it.
Right.
Oh, really?
That's something. Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Well,
Okay.
But I mean,
But
if you,
still,
if
it's
you
not a
buy
special
it-
controller. You
no.
don't do better with the controller.
No, I know, but it says it has a little
Yeah.
special. No, that's
Yeah.
that's
Did
that's
you not
something.
look at my Facebook post?
I didn't know if that was legitimately your controller, or if you just grabbed a photo from the internet, because that's
Oh.
people are known to do that.
I took that with my iPhone.
I don't know if you realize this, but not everyone has taken the photograph that they've posted online.
Yeah. I can't believe that.
Just
I
so
just
you
don't
know,
believe it.
Pro
that that QR code.
Yeah.
Connect can see it. So you-
and I did that too.
Okay.
So
That's
I
kinda cool.
so you say Xbox, enter code or something
So
like that.
you're saying now
And then
for
and you
every
lift it up.
QR code I come across now, I have to have an Xbox One
Yes,
to look.
exactly.
Jeez.
It's the only
They're
reason
even
I have
more
to-
useless.
You have to, sometimes bus ads have QR codes
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
on them.
You
You,
gotta
have to actually carry your Connect and Xbox with you. Like,
And I'm
you have
going to
take a
tell you
picture
that
of it.
new Connect is heavy.
I need a
It's
generator.
not
I need a
light.
generator to power it. Oh,
Yep.
Jesus, my pocketbook's got
so-
even lighter now.
I want to mention one more achievement related thing.
And I want to tell you a little bit about some. I got more color on that. So,
Okay.
but go ahead and finish up your. thought.
There are Microsoft now allows games and apps to have challenges, which are like achievements, but less. They're just different.
Okay.
They're-
Yeah, I don't understand what that means.
no one does.
It seems strange to me.
I want to give you an example of maybe the worst challenge.
Please.
The Netflix app has a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
and the challenge is watch a television program whose name is the same as the second letter of the Greek alphabet. Because Netflix
What?
has an original show called Betas.
I love it.
Wait, I thought that was Amazon.
Or maybe you're right. It's the
Okay.
Amazon
I
app.
still
sorry.
love
Because they
that
had
idea.
Alpha House and betas.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, if it's not contributing to gamer score, do whatever you want to
It's
do.
just weird and crummy.
What are you gonna do?
It's marketing, is what it is. Trying to get you to watch that show. Do you have to watch it all the way to the end, or can you just start it?
I don't know.
So, Adam was talking about eBaying your.
I don't get a special bonus if I watch it on my Roku, which is disappointing.
not.
Go ahead.
So Adam was talking about how people are putting their codes for their day one achievement
For $30 to
online,
$60.
and they're selling. But here's what
Really?
but here's what some morons are doing, Jared.
What's that?
You're talking about people taking pictures and
Yeah.
using other people's pictures. Well,
Yeah.
a lot of people are using their own picture of their code. And if you look at the picture close enough, you can see the number on it. So people are finding the more unseemly types are finding these and then just entering them in their Xbox.
Or you can print out the QR code onto a piece of paper,
Yeah.
hold it up to the Kinect, and it'll use it.
So they're dummies.
So there's a bunch of idiots out there who don't realize that single-use codes probably shouldn't be posted on eBay.
And
you're correct.
eBay actually doesn't allow those codes, not just the picture. They say don't sell codes on our site because there's no way to actually,
Yep.
unless you're going to mail the card.
Yeah.
They say do not just email people, the winner of this, because then they lose all flexibility of handling complaints and stuff.
Sure. Well, and that's funny because I get most of my comic books that way. Exactly that way. I get people that sell me codes right on eBay.
Yep.
So, but so far so good.
Probably little lower demand than an Xbox One Day One achievement code.
Jared, they're usually just $2.
Oh my.
Yeah. Adam unplugging his headphones again.
So what's the mechanism that's causing this? Let's get to the bottom of this.
I have happy feet.
Why don't you put that up a little bit, wrap it around. Come on,
goodness.
guys.
We're good. It's not going to happen anymore.
Okay, I was going to say that camera's going to come toppling down.
Nope, I fixed the source.
How are we doing on time?
You know what's going to happen?
Terrible.
That whole table's just going to teeter over at some point. That's how this day is going.
How are we doing on time, Jared?
Two more
35
stories.
minutes.
Adam's got 2 more stories. Let's do this. Come
Okay,
on.
we're going to move into the entertainment focused area.
Were we there already?
One real quick, just one line story I want to talk about. No one thinks you guys are funny.
We do. That's all that matters. We do it for us.
You guys are wrong.
We're 25% of the audience of the scope. Come on.
My daughter hates it. I'll do George Takei at home all the time.
my.
I'll be like, Audrey, you've got to eat 4 more carrots. Dad, stop talking like George Takei. And I'll go, It's George
Takei.
Takei. Rhymes with okay. Yeah.
It's okay to be decay. Go ahead.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
know Jennifer
I've heard
Lawrence?
of J-Law.
No, I had a whole conversation about her plan for the top of the show, but instead we talked about Doctor Who.
I think she's pretty. You guys think she's pretty?
Yeah, she's a great girl.
I do, but I think she's a little hit and miss sometimes. But
Okay.
that's all right.
Jared said in line for the Hunger Games that he would definitely hit that hard.
All right.
Did I say that?
Multiple times. Yes.
Could have.
She got a haircut
we were
recently.
Don't even talk about the haircut.
Did you know
that's for the top of the show next show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You said we were fine. I have a line right there.
Oh, I
for
didn't
it.
see that.
Okay, so
We're not talking about
that's called a teaser for
That's
next
a teaser
week.
for next week.
Hey.
Good. We're
For
gonna
all
move
your
on.
J-Law.
All right. So real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shane, this one for you and
For me.
Nope. Talking about that next show.
Preacher.
Cock rings. Oh, no, sorry.
What's happened?
Go ahead.
Preacher.
Yeah. This
Excellent
almost
graphic
was a
novel.
nerd roundtable conversation.
Excellent graphic
One of the
novel.
best comics you're ever going to read.
If you've never read it, I would say find the anthology.
Yeah.
Do it.
And
It's
and
very good. You read Preacher, didn't
I
you,
did.
Jared?
excellent. All three of us.
I couldn't really tell you the story now, but I did read it.
It was good at the time.
Yep.
And there's been rumors for years that HBO is going to try to do it.
Maybe
that
do a
AMC
movie of it. Yeah.
All this stuff.
Yep.
People have called it too controversial for TV.
It's
well,
fairly controversial.
possibly AMC is now in line to create a series for it. A report began circulating last Saturday, starting at always reputable badassdigest.com.
That's Jared's fan site.
It's on my homepage.
That AMC is developing a pilot for Preacher, the DC Vertigo comic book created by Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon.
Yep.
Adding grist to the mill. I've never heard that term before.
Grist to the mill. I'm writing
Were
that down.
a pair of Saturday afternoon tweets from Seth Rogen, the second of which references several Preacher characters, suggesting that he is shepherding the project. The tweets read as such. Seth Rogen says, "Looks like about 7 years of hard work are about to pay off. I may get to bring one of my favorite, spelled with a U.
Why are you
weird,
not doing his voice, by the way, when you're reading these?
Whose voice?
Sir,
Wow, it's like he's
Sir, to my life.
Wait, whose voice is this?
That's Seth
Seth
Rogen.
Rogen.
Didn't you recognize it?
Yeah, you got to get more of a stoner.
Yeah.
Laugh. Come on.
And then the next tweet, Arseface, John Wayne, the saint of killers.
The comic has John Wayne in it, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, right. The Preacher property.
Well, they brought him back for like commercials, so why not?
Yeah, bring him back.
Digital technology.
Bring him back.
I'm sure the Duke is ready.
The property has been eyed multiple times in the past for the small and big screen, including HBO. They felt it was just too dark and too violent and too controversial.
Oh, it is.
Said the screenwriter of Daredevil and Ghost Rider,
So that's the guy you asked. Who's that?
Mark Steven Johnson.
Yeah.
Which, of
Lock
course,
him in the
is
basement.
kind of the point. Robert Rodriguez was rumored to be in the short list of possible directors for the movie. So AMC needs to fill some content. So maybe that'll be it.
Well, if it's done right, it could be a very good show.
Yeah, I mean it's a good network for it.
Last story.
Go
Winona
ahead.
Ryder confirms she's in talks for Beetlejuice 2.
Excuse me. I was never a huge Beetlejuice guy, believe it or not. I mean, I liked it,
Beetlegeist?
but I was more of a Pee-wee's Big Adventure, if you want to talk about my favorite Tim Burton films. What do you think of that, Adam?
I would probably go Mars Attacks and Ed Wood.
Mars
Those are my
Attacks.
two favorites.
That is a great little moment right there.
I really liked Beetlejuice. I feel like it holds up actually pretty well.
I haven't seen it in
I saw
ages.
it again maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Pee-wee holds up weirdly as well.
Yeah.
So those are probably 1A, 1B for me.
go.
Big Top Pee-wee, not nearly as good.
Never saw it.
No. Did Burton direct that one?
No,
No, okay.
I don't think it had anything to do with it.
You never saw Big Top Pee-wee?
Surprising.
Like I'd see bits and pieces on cable, but never sat down.
I saw it in the theater and
watched
I
the whole
was
thing.
disappointed. Yeah.
That's too bad.
Well, that's it for news, guys.
Well,
Sweet.
Adam, terrific job.
Thanks.
Terrific job. So let's wrap up the news and move on to coming soon.
More me stuff.
It's more Adam.
You
know, right.
you really took your time with that.
I know.
Music. The week of
I don't know
November
why I did
26th.
that.
We are heading into the holiday season.
Yeah.
And you know what that means? I guess all
Not
the
a lot
stuff
of good,
that
not
was
a good
supposed
things.
to. Yeah.
It's pretty much November, the end of November by Black
Yeah.
Friday. It's over.
Because everything has to be out by then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you
So
got your
we've
Black
got
Friday deals.
Nora Jones and Billie Joe Armstrong. That's a weird.
Yeah, they're singing classic. Was it like I don't know if it's Buddy Holly tunes, but they're covering a bunch of old
The Everly Brothers.
They're
Everly
together
Brothers,
on
yes.
this?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
I don't know that
I
it's
always
really
hate-
the
I
Everly
never-
Brothers, but it's called For Everly. So
Oh,
that's
there we
what I
go.
meant
You're
to.
right. You're right.
I could never get my head around Nora Jones or why she was popular. I'm sorry.
I like a couple songs.
Sleepy
I've heard.
tunes.
I've heard like a couple like more poppy ones, and I don't dislike them, but
Well,
don't know.
there's a possibility you're wrong. just
Never.
no one's ever said that to me before.
Yeah. And the
my
people
mom,
that,
my mom specifically said, "I'm never wrong."
yeah.
All right.
And the people that do are dead. You took care of them.
Yeah, Jared.
They said it once.
I believe you. You're the killer type.
One Direction has a new
Jared
album
was
coming out,
convinced.
Midnight Memories.
So that must be your hit it.
Brendan Benson has an album coming out.
He is known for being in the band The Raconteurs with,
That's right. Yes.
which is a
We
great
did
band.
a review of one of his
Yeah,
previous albums
I got
on
to
the
listen
show.
to that album. I thought that album was really good, so I'm excited about that.
Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds have a live album coming out as well.
I don't get Nick Cave. Do you?
No, not my
Adam,
thing.
do you?
A few songs I like. Not usually my my jam.
Who do you get more? Leona Lewis or Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds?
I don't know who any of the people you just said are.
Okay.
We just talked about Nick Cave.
There.
Nick Cage?
Nick
Yes.
Cage.
Man,
I wish
I've been
he'd put
waiting
out an
for him
album.
to do.
That'd be great.
I'm pretty sure he's done
He's had to record a song in his
Yeah,
life.
right.
It seems
That
like he's
guy.
the type of guy that's got into the studio.
movies. We've got Black Nativity.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? You guys were talking about it earlier before the show.
Jared, go ahead.
It's a black movie.
Something about the nativity.
Yeah.
I don't.
Is
I
it
don't know
based
the
on a
story.
stage play, perhaps? It could be.
I don't know.
Is
I
it-
supposed to
it's
research?
like- no. Frozen, which is this year's animated offering for Thanksgiving.
I watched yesterday. I watched a video that was a sort of a technical demo of the snow simulation
Yes.
for that film. Interesting.
Oh, it's
interesting
it's
stuff.
done. What's it called when procedural? It's procedurally generated.
Yeah, there's math behind it. I'm sure.
Cool.
We'll probably be seeing that movie on Thanksgiving evening.
Yeah.
My daughter and my wife and me. It's
Really?
They're saying it's pretty good,
So
actually.
Wednesday.
No, that's
Thursday.
Thanksgiving Eve.
So Thanksgiving night.
I just said, no, I said Thanksgiving evening.
You're not gonna go shopping? Shane, the store's open at 6.
Jared, we'll
And
talk
8.
about that in the Nerd Roundtable next episode.
oh, teaser.
Teaser.
DVD and Blu-ray.
So we're
we've
gonna talk
got-
about Black Friday sales, and then an episode that'll be out after the Black Friday sales.
No, we'll.
Sounds great.
You're,
All right.
you're going Black Friday shopping,
Moving
so we've
on.
got to talk all about it.
DVD and Blu-ray. We've got the final season of Breaking Bad.
Yes.
The Steve Jobs movie, Jobs. Red.
We
Very
could've
strange
seen-
that they would pronounce it that way.
We could have seen it.
French.
We could have seen it free, Jared.
And
Yeah, didn't make
MST3K, the 25th anniversary edition. This is the 25th anniversary, not of the movie. Can't be.
no, of the television program.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, good. I got scared
Yeah.
there. Well, the movie came out when
Hi.
I was 18, so I was doing the math in my head real quick there.
We watched. I mean, I remember very, very clearly when MST3K first came out here on channel 23. Mm-hmm. It was a small, rinky-dink little thing.
Was that the Kid Net Roars, or was that 29?
KITN
Yeah.
was 29,
Okay.
I believe. Yes.
It's, a little local flavor.
Yeah, that show was really done on a budget, my friend. But it was very clever and way ahead of its time. And look what it's turned into.
yes.
Many, many different.
Two different
Splinter groups.
similar-
Yeah, well,
Live
many. When I
theatrical
say many, I mean
presentations,
two.
downloadable podcasts you can sync with your movie at home. It's a whole enterprise.
Perfect.
And it's ushered in snarky movie commentary
That-
and every nerd everywhere.
That never would have existed had
Never.
it not been for Joel Hodgson and Mike.
It certainly enabled people to think that they could do it as well
Yeah.
as they could, and for that, I think that's a crime.
It is a crime. I mean, really,
Against
what it boils down
humanity.
to.
Finally, video games. Almost everything's out for the PS4 and Xbox, and nothing really comes out until next year. So we have Flow, which is an a PS3
urinary tract game.
PS3 original that's being remade for the PS4. Very pretty game. It's not. It's one of those like small, not really games.
Gotcha. And that's it, huh?
That is it. You sent me this list, and I was like, that can't be right. I'm going to go to my internet website, and it was right.
Sure enough, I was right. But wait, Jared, that isn't it.
That's not it.
We've got a little thing here in the scope called Hit It or Miss It.
Yep. Still don't have a sounder.
This is when one of your scope hosts pick a pop culture phenomenon.
Can I pick one this week, guys?
Yes, you absolutely can. That you either need to hit or miss, check it out, or completely miss it. And Adam is going to give us his selection.
I'm picking Homefront. Homefront is a...
Is it a hit or a miss?
Sorry, thank you for asking. This is an important clarification.
Indeed.
It is my miss of this week.
Adam, you had chances to see this movie.
It's a lot of negativity here
I had
at this
a chance
table.
to see this movie. Jared, you sent me...
Quick story. So I emailed Adam. I said,
There's
hey,
no quick story.
I've got a pass. I've got a pass for Homefront this week. And Adam gets back to me and says, I'll let you know real quick. I got to check on something to that. I'm paraphrasing. And then literally within a minute, the response was, yeah, watch the trailer. I'm out.
Wow. He couldn't even say no thank you. He's so rude.
No, he did thank me, but he just said, I'm out.
It's also a script by Sylvester Stallone.
All right, that was in there too.
Oh.
But didn't he write
Rocky?
But what was the one where he was kind of the deaf cop?
Copland?
Copland, yeah.
I thought that was Despicable Me.
I thought he wrote that.
I think you're right. Or
Anyway,
he directed it. He
go
did
ahead.
something.
I'm going to look it up.
Anyway, you watch the trailer for this with the thought process of, why would you turn down a free movie?
Yeah.
And then you'll understand.
It seems like the trailer, when you watch it, is something you'd see, like a parody trailer on the MTV Movie Awards.
Why is
That's
what
it seems like
a
to me.
British man is an American cop?
That is a little weird. It was written and directed by James Mangold. That was Copland. So not
So
Sylvester
wrong
Stallone.
again, Jared.
It was one of Sylvester Stallone's finest performances.
Yeah, it was.
But he did not write that film.
Janine Garofalo was in
Go
that
see
film.
Copland instead of Homefront.
Right.
It's about a
Homefront
land of
also
cops.
the name of a video game franchise that has never done well, but has always been rumored to be.
It's a confusing
turned
title.
into-
Stay away from that.
Yeah.
Just in general, stay away from Homefront.
Yeah. There's other things
It's probably
to see.
a failed TV show, too.
This Thanksgiving week, there's other things to see.
What should people see there with their families? What should they see this weekend?
I say if you got young kids, you see Frozen.
I say if you don't have young kids, you see The Hunger Games Catching Fire.
All right.
Fire.
What if you've seen that and you don't have young children?
You go out and you punch an old person.
All right.
It depends. Do you like quality film that might be a little tough to see? I would probably say 12 Years a Slave is in theaters now. What else?
What about Thor?
Adam gave The
We
Book
love
Thief
Thor.
3.5 stars, and that's
Interesting.
in theaters
Our
now.
local paper gave it 1 star.
The Book Thief?
Better than that. Did I really give it 3.5?
You did.
That can't be right.
You gave it a higher score than The Hunger Games.
But you know what? That's the beauty of the instant review. It's immediately following the film, and sometimes your opinion changes later.
My opinion. All right. Well, anyway,
Change
It's
it quickly.
locked in stone.
I drank a lot that night.
He also gave me 12 seconds to edit at the end of it. So
Yeah, we got to go through your technique there, Adam, on the old review system. So that's it, guys. Let's wrap.
hey, it looks like my video's frozen again. Awesome.
Oh,
Maybe not.
do we need to?
Looks fine over here.
No,
Look at
it's
We just don't move enough.
No.
I don't know. That was weird.
All right, guys.
This could be a
That's it
mess.
for coming soon.
That's it for coming soon, Jared.
Yeah, I should wrap it up here.
Do it.
Under the scope.
So there we go, Jared. It's that time in the scope when you read comments.
I do.
Do we have any?
There's some comments. These are from on or around episode 155.
All right.
Let's see. Kevin writes in. He says, "I think Ron should be a regular guest on your show." As he's referring to me as Ron Swanson. It was our Halloween episode. I dressed up as Ron Swanson.
Yeah, you went all out.
And read Ron Swanson quotes the entire
I
show.
told people about how good you are. I told people that have no idea who you are or about this podcast how good you are.
So you told the entire world.
yeah, -4.
And then in the latest Parks and Rec, you learn a little tidbit about Ron Swanson. If he has a conversation with someone, they can only use 100 words.
I enjoyed the...
you could have brought that into the conversation.
I
It was
could
just
have.
a few weeks late.
I know. I did enjoy the Ron Swanson when he went hunting with, what's her name?
Yeah, Donna.
Yeah. And then he just really wanted to play that video game.
Yep.
He came back all bloody. Classic Ron.
Classic Ron Swanson.
We also we have a voicemail I'm going to play. We had tried to reach out to UK fan Dan Taylor to appear on our show this cycle. He was unavailable, but he did say he would probably start calling in with messages after the Vikings games. And we did get one, and here's his message.
Hi, this is Dan Taylor. The Cowboys have beat the Vikings. How does this shit keep happening to us? every week. Fuck this team, seriously. That's all.
Doesn't he sound like a classy dude, though? I mean,
Yeah.
even with his anger, that British accent is something else.
He sounds tired.
He does.
Tired of the Vikings losing.
Well, aren't we all?
Anyway.
Keep calling in, Dan Taylor.
Keep calling in. Maybe
Dan
we'll try to
Taylor.
get you in on the next cycle up here in a few weeks. We'll reach out to you. And if that doesn't work, then you're dead to us.
Yeah, especially to Adam.
Hi, if you want to comment on the show, you can write into comments at thescopeshow.com. You can call the voicemail line as ably demonstrated. Even from the UK, you can call
That's awesome.
612-21-SCOPE. You probably got to put a +1 in front of that.
Yeah.
I don't
And a
know
few
how
zeros.
international dialing works because I'm scared of the rest of the world, so I never call. That is 612-217-2673. Put that into your international mobile phone and call us when something interesting happens or you want to comment on the show. You can also like our Facebook fan page, follow us on Twitter or Tumblr, and most importantly, you can watch us now on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel.
It's blowing up, Jared.
Yeah, you can subscribe to that. We get,
tens and tens of viewings.
tens and tens of views. It's true. Some of our reviews do better because we get some organic,
Yeah.
search results in YouTube, and people find us that way. But
Gotta work on that SEO.
you can like us or comment on the episode below if you're watching us on YouTube, or you can subscribe to the channel. All of those links over on the website at thescopeshow.com. Also, hey, if you want to support the show, as we mentioned earlier, that our Amazon thing is no longer a thing that works because they hate Minnesota.
Amazon.
So if you'd like to give us a cash donation, there is a donation link over on the website at thescopeshow.com. Any amount, a little bit helps. Back to you.
Like a $1,000 donation would be a really good amount.
We would probably,
Minimum.
if you wanted to give us $1,000, we wouldn't say no, and we would probably do something special.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what that would be, but
It would involve a lot less clothes
fewer clothes, Shane.
and Heath Bar ice cream. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh. Wow. Are you a big fan of Heath Bar ice cream? Is that what you're breaking up?
Maybe I am.
All right.
Maybe I am, sir.
Just there you go.
Well, excellence.
No more comments.
That's it. Well, let's wrap this thing up. Our tight show here is over. 158 leaving you, but we'll be back next week with 159. See you later, everybody. Shane Crest out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves once again at the end. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I know I have. Fear not, Scope Faithful. Days shall pass as if they were but a moment, and Jared, Adam, and Shane will return with another thrilling episode. Until then, send your comments to comments@thescopeshow.com or leave a voicemail message by dialing
612-21-SCOPE. That's
in a letter from
612-217-2673.
Thanks for listening, faithful fans. This is Tony Partington saying, Buenas tardes. Tune in next time to another terrific edition of The Scope.